And we're always glad to have our own here to entertain people. And this fella here grew up in Suches, Georgia, and has made himself synonymous with the Georgia Mountain Fair. Singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, good man all around, Mr. Jim Wood.
That's the first time I've ever had my name and the word synonymous used in the same sentence. And I appreciate y'all being here, and as you can tell, my whole deal tonight is brought to you by Sudafed and Mucinex. So it's that time of year. I got to remember not to take the gig in September, because every time I do this, it's like, is everything sounding all right? How about you, Mike? Can you hear back there? We need you, Mike, because I can't hear you. This is a song that I wrote in 1995 for a baccalaureate. That is not a tobacco spitting contest. And it's about moving out of the mountains to someplace you didn't know, so I hope y'all will enjoy this. When you stand up on the mountains, looking down below, thinking of the places that you know you must go, always remember that little way back home. Don't ever forget that little winding road. Take the road less taken. It will get you where you want to be. Take the road less taken. At the end of the road, you'll be free. When you're out there on the sea of life and battered by the wind, keep looking for the light, it will guide you safely in. Stay in the straights and narrows, there's rocks on either side. Listen to the captain, home you'll safely glide. Take the road less taken. It will get you where you want to be. Take the road less taken. At the end of the road, you'll be free. No matter how far away you may turn out to be, keep us in your hearts as you'll forever be. You can always find some shelter from the rains and cold, if you'll only remember that little winding road. Take the road less taken. It will get you where you want to be. Take the road less taken. At the end of the road, you'll be free. At the end of the road, you'll be free. Thank y'all. This is the title of my CD, my second CD, which I didn't bring any tonight because y'all have been here so often, I figured you had plenty of them. In case you want one, I've only got 750 of them left, so they're selling like hotcakes, 50 cents a stack. But I wrote this about moving to Nashville in 1996, and it, you know, it's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek deal, but it's still the truth, and it's called There Ain't No Hillbillies in Nashville. I'm going to do this for Wendell Patterson, too, just because he knows where it come from. When I first came to Nashville, I had a guitar on my back and an old Fender amp that had a sound that I liked. A notebook full of songs, faith in the Lord. Hit Music Row, started pounding on some doors. They said, Some we like you, the way you pick and the way you sing. But these days in Nashville, well, that just don't mean a thing. The first thing you gotta do is wear a cowboy hat, wear tight Wrangler jeans, and lose some of that fat. That's when I learned there ain't no hillbillies in Nashville, singing songs about a working man, singing about hard times or the dark side of life, singing about people who like country when it began. The next thing you gotta do is look like you're 21. You gotta be original, but sound like everyone. One more thing you need to know, if you've got a chance, write all your songs for club mix so lonely people can line dance. That's when I learned there ain't no hillbillies in Nashville, singing songs about a working man, singing about hard times or the dark side of life, singing about people who like country when it began. Well, I decided then and there that Nashville wasn't for me. I loaded up my truck and I left Tennessee. Did it hit me? Well, it hit me like a stone. If I left, there'd be none there and too dang many at home. That's when I learned there ain't no hillbillies in Nashville, singing songs about a working man, singing about hard times or the dark side of life, singing about people who like country when it began, singing about people who like country when it began. And that's still pretty much the truth, ain't it, George? We'll have our offering bearers come forward here in just a bit, and I'll pay y'all for coming to see the show. How many of y'all know where Suches is? Well, that's about 1,000% more who knew it when I was growing up. But there's a big mountain up there called Black Mountain, and I wrote this song about Black Mountain. I'm gonna climb that old Black Mountain. I'm gonna climb it to the top. I'm gonna climb that old Black Mountain, and maybe then my crying will stop. I'm gonna walk down to the river. I'm gonna follow it to the sea. I'm going down to the ocean and wonder if you think of me. When you left me broken hearted, I thought I would surely die. So I'm gonna climb that old Black Mountain, and I'm gonna sit right down and cry. I'm going back to the mountains. I'm going back to the place I love. I'm going back down to my mama and pray, pray, pray to the Lord above. When you left me broken hearted, I thought I would surely die. So I'm gonna climb that old Black Mountain, and I'm gonna sit right down and cry. And I'm gonna sit right down and cry. Thank you. Now, one of the things I enjoy about doing this is I get to tell y'all stories. and I get to tell you stories about where some of the songs come from. And sometimes when you find out where they come from, it can get a little too close to home. But this next one I wrote in 1992, and I wrote it after a church conference, in which I know this sounds funny, but it's the ultimate setup. It's a pretty serious song. But I sat there watching that conference that night, and man, I had my ducks in a row. I knew what we were going to do. We were going to get lawnmowers, whether we had grass or not. And we had folks that were going to get vacuum cleaners, and we didn't have no carpet. It was classic. But I was sitting there thinking, man, I got my ducks in a row. We got the lawnmowers. And then the next time something came up, it had flipped around, and all of a sudden it was like, well, I don't have my stuff together. And I thought, sitting there watching this is like a big chess match. And all of a sudden I thought, you've been a pawn here in this whole thing. People getting what they want done, and they know you know something, and they set you up, and then jump around. And then when it's not something they want, then they bring you and they just rook you. And I changed that because this is a family show. But the idea of the pawn came to me, and there's been several people over the years that have just really identified with this song, and that's where it came from. There's no agenda with telling the story, but that's just where the thing come from. And it could have been worse. It could have come from a door-to-door salesman or something. But this is a song called The Pawn. People only want you for what you've got these days. It's gotten to the point you can't believe a word they say. To tell you what you want to hear, kiss you and stab you in the back, while you lay there dying, to tell you what you lack. Well, this world don't do nothing but keep on spinning around. The value of a dollar keeps going up and down. To some, life is just a game in this world we're living on. Sometimes you're the player and sometimes the pawn. A mother who's done so much wrong no one could ever tell. She'll just keep on smiling right through the gates of hell. She says she loves her children, so we let her hang around. But they're just moves in her game till new ones can be found. This world don't do nothing but keep on spinning around. The value of a dollar keeps going up and down. To some, life is just a game in this world we're living on. Sometimes you're the player and sometimes the pawn. A man who doesn't have a place in life to call his own. The vultures out there know it, they keep on circling his bones. Send in spies to help them and try to bring him to the ground. But he knows their simple game, my friend, and they'll never bring him down. This world don't do nothing but keep on going round. The value of a dollar keeps going up and down. To some, life is just a game in this world we're living on. Sometimes you're the player and sometimes the pawn. Sometimes you're the player, sometimes you're the player, and sometimes you're just a pawn. Thank you. I got the idea for this song off a billboard. It had the word know-how written in green, and it meant they knew how to make money. And I thought, well, ain't that cool? They know that they know how to make money from the color of green. And I literally pulled off on the shoulder of the road and wrote this down on the dash because I didn't have any Post-it notes. It would stick because I'd son of a gun the thing. True story. He grew up in the country, never saw the urban scene, knew that a small town life will help you when times are lean. Then he went to college, he forgot his hometown, didn't need those simple folks trying to hold him down. Everything he wanted, he could find there. He knew that he would make it. Stop him if you dare. He was there to find a fortune. That was his dream. Bound and determined, all for the color of green. After several years in the city, he was finally doing well. It really didn't matter that his life was a living hell. Who cares if she leaves him? Let her take the kids. He can visit them on weekends, just like his daddy did. Everything he wanted, he could find there. He knew that he would make it. Stop him if she dared. He was there to find his fortune. He was there to find his dream. Bound and determined, all for the color of green. He came to his senses just before she left the house. He knew what he had to do. He finally had it figured out. He thought about his childhood. Oh, how he missed the trees. There was a better life to live. It was time for them to leave. He doesn't miss his old job. Farming suits him fine. He never should have left here. He knew it all the time. Feel the cool night's air. You won't hear a siren scream. You see the rolling hills and the fields of solid green. Everything he wanted, he could find there. He knew that they would make it. Stop 'em if you dare. He didn't need a fortune. Here was his dream. He left it all behind him, all for the color of green. I'll do that for Mike tonight. Mike was the first person that ever locked into that song when it was still on yellow not post-it notes, the legal pads. I write all my stuff on a legal pad, so if I get sued, I'm covered.